I think it's 6:40. I'm pretty tired. I figured out a few years ago that the best thing to do is you just buy like, you know, regular cereal and you get plastic containers and you fill them up, and then you can have like a big one at your hotel room and a little one you carry with you, and then every day you put more in, so.
They'll never catch me now. Exactly. What about that?
Like, why would they make this? I think you always worry that you stand in line for a ridiculous amount of time and then you screw up the whole seat finding thing and you wind up behind some really tall dude and you can't see anything, so. I'm anxious until I sit down and then I can be excited. Yeah.
Thank you.
This isn't bad. We're good. At least we're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Peter Jackson!
When I say 1, 2, 3, could you just say hi from Comic-Con, okay? Hi from Comic-Con. 1, 2, 3. Who has been camping out on the street?
Av over 6000 tilskuere det bare et fåtall som får oppfylt drømmen sin om å stille et spørsmål direkte til heltene sine. Og etter 16 timer med venting har Anne utrolig nok skaffet seg en plass i spørsmålskøen. Men hun likevel avhengig av at de foran henne ikke drøyer med den svært tilmålte tiden.
This is a first time thing, and I've actually never been to a panel that Peter Jackson was personally at. I've never been in the same room with Martin Freeman, who's one of my favorite actors. Yeah, so I'm kind of nervous. There are quite a lot of people in here, and you certainly don't want to let them down because I've heard them boo questions that they didn't think were interesting enough.
You guys just saw over 12 and a half minutes of The Hobbit. And I think I just want to take this right to audience questions if we can, because I know a lot of people waited and you guys have some questions, so let's just open up the floor.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm freaking out, sorry.
I kind of can't believe I'm up here right now, but my question is for Martin, but first I just wanted to say, Sir Ian McKellen, I've grown up with your acting, Gandalf, Magneto, whatever, and it's just, your performances have always been very, very special to me, so thank you for that.
I love you guys. I came all the way from Brazil just because of you. I spent all my money on the stream, but it was worth it. And before I make my question, Ian, I'm your biggest fan. I love Gandalf, Magneto. You are the greatest man. You are the greatest. Sorry.
We're tackling one more question.
My question is primarily for Martin. I think that part of the lasting appeal of The Hobbit is this universal story of an ordinary person overcoming not just extraordinary circumstances, but his own fear and self-doubt. And I'm curious whether you drew on any personal experiences to understand his motivation for stepping over that threshold.
We all have fear, and we all have reservations, and we all have places that we're scared to go, you know, whether they're internal or whether they're external. So I mean, it's certainly something I can relate to. I mean, that's part of your job as an actor, is just to be relatable to things anyway.
Well, you guys have been... Oh, I'm sorry, did you want to say one more thing?
No, I'm just saying thank you.
Oh, all right then. Sorry. Everything's ruined. Let's go home. You guys, you've been more than generous with your time and your footage. Please, you guys.
I think I'm still a little bit of shock. I think it may dawn on me in a few minutes. Like, I just asked Martin Freeman a question because I'm a huge fan of his. And I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that he was in the room, let alone that he was sort of looking in my general direction. It was very disconcerting, but especially because the lady told me that there wasn't time for another question and that they weren't going to do mine. She's like, stay here, but they're probably not going to do it because they don't have time. So I didn't think I was going to ask it, and then so.
I have an appointment with Neil at 10:30.
And your name is?
Joseph Johannes. I'm not on the list though. He told me to come back for another meeting tomorrow.
Okay. Just give me a second.
Okay, great. Men minn meg på at jeg må vise FN-greiene og traileren hvis det blir god. Hey, how you doing?
Were you meeting Will today?
Huh?
Were you meeting Will today or Neil?
Sorry?
Were you meeting Will today?
And Neil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they arrange, did they ask you to come back today?
Yeah, 10:30. You're not here yet, right?
No, I apologize for that. I had no idea you're here, but we're going to call him right now.
Okay, great.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I've been, what was your name again?
Joseph.
Joseph, okay,
Yeah.
Joseph. And your character is Urban Legend. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have her call him.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and then we'll see what we can do with that.
Okay, great.
Okay, all right,
Thank you. Klokka
Ja, hvor skal vi lunsje da?
Ta det etter dette her da. Ta det etter dette her.
Det veldig langt å gå og lunsje helt opp i gaten da.
Nei, jeg har ikke tenkt så mye på det, men vi tar det som det kommer.
Vi får kjøpt pizza rett over da.
Ja, da gjør vi det da, vet du.
Ja, så gjør vi det for $8 koster pizza med dere. Og da vi ferdig. Så det den bra.
Ja, der kommer han.
Men har den...
Han der. Han der, ser du den?
Ja, den kommer.
Sånt da.
Du nervøs?
No, not really.
Yeah?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry I'm late.
No problem.
So tell me about your book. The guys tried to bring me up to speed about how it's like it's the first superhero book in your home country.
No, well, it's they had a superhero in the 40s, but this is the only and the first superhero for this generation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Norway though. I came all the way from Norway here.
Okay. I mean, what are you looking for as far as distribution goes?
Just somebody who can market it here in the U.S., help me set it up, and just try to make it big, and just have get an international start from here in the U.S. It's already published in Norway, and it sold out the first copies edition.
What inspired you to tell this type of story?
I've been studying political science and human rights. I've been to 3 United Nations conferences.
Okay.
So I was in Africa in 2010, and I saw so much poverty, desperation, hopelessness, no jobs for people. So I just wanted to create a character that could inspire people to think differently and to believe in themselves and to kind of lead the way out of the misery and kind of tell them to keep the faith, though. Just a positive, good role model for people over there.
Like, the thing that I like about it is, it's not like you're just a guy making a comic book.
No. There's much more behind it.
It's much deeper than that.
Exactly.
So you make clone imagery, but you can't clone integrity. And like I said, when the guys told me about it, Neil came over to me. I was in a couple of meetings, and he was like, you gotta see this book. You gotta see this book. So I didn't have a chance. So Percy grabbed the book, and he was like, Will, you gotta see this book. You gotta see this book. The one thing I love about coming to San Diego is everybody's here to inspire people.
Exactly right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's one, it's an honor to meet you, and
thank
two,
you.
to be a part of your brand.
Oh, thank you so much.
If you would like to have us, we would like to have you.
Wow.
So you know,
all right, yeah, that sounds
seriously.
great.
So,
well, thank you so much.
Cinnamon.
Thank you so much.
So,
thank you.
But yeah, like I said,
Josef fremdeles I dialog med Arch Enemy om USA-lansering. Anne har kjøpt billett til neste års Comic-Con, og jeg har lagt kostymen I skuffen for denne gang.